If you don't know the name Winter Blade Co. by now, I don't know where you've been. You've been under a rock when it comes to the EDC community. Winter Blade Co. comes out with the most unique and just interesting and fun knives. Today we're going to be taking a look at his latest offering, the Severn. My name is Brad, and welcome back to Screaminpirate EDC. So today we're going to be looking at the Severn. Now this has a brand new patent pending lock from Winter Blade Co. It is not magnetic. It has a spring, but don't think of it as an assisted knife. When we go and do a little more detail, you'll see what I'm saying about the Severn. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and do some quick specs on the Severn. So we're looking at a 3.25 inch blade. Your cutting length is 2.75 out here. And then your handle is going to be 4.5 inches. Your overall is 7.75. Your handle width is going to be 1.25 inches. And your thickness back here is going to be 0.44. Now, depending on the weight of the handle. So the one I have is in titanium. This one is 4.6 ounces. The aluminum is 3.8 ounces. And a G10 is going to be 3.5 ounces. So you can already tell there are going to be a lot of configurations. And when I say a lot, when I checked, there are 12. Yes, I said 12 configurations that are going to be available for this knife. But let's do a few more things before we get into configurations available. So what makes this knife truly special and stand out from the pack / make it a Winter Blade Co. because he's always doing something crazy? First and foremost is this lock. So this is the patent pending stealth lock. So obviously you have like a crossbar axis style lock here, but here's what's interesting. When you pull, there's a little hidden tab here. You see how that axis lock is moving? That's actually sliding. Let's see if I can get that there on camera for you guys. Into the back of the blade, which is very, very cool. So because of this, you basically have two locks in one, but because the flipper tab is, I'm going to put it as a flipper tab because you're not really using it that way, has this actuator and you pull down on it and it kind of then reveals itself. It makes the knife just super slim in hand on the back, especially because you don't feel any flipper tabs. And when it's open, because it's not actually moving with the knife, you have this nice choke up, really nice in hand. So it's very different from a lot of other knives out there. The closest thing I can compare it to is maybe a Demko, but Demkos aren't doing the crossbar lock and their actuator back here isn't as slim. So it is very different. Another thing about this knife that's very, very cool, and I love that he's doing this, it is fully ambidextrous. And what I mean by that is not just the pocket clip. So you have your pocket clip over here. I have it for right hand carry because I am right-handed. You can obviously change it to the other side. But here's the thing. The thumb stud is ambidextrous. I know that sounds weird. Let me see if I can go ahead and grab something for you real quick. I'm going to go ahead and grab a T6 out of my bit kit. These are the bits I use. I have them in my Amazon store. This is going to be a little bit weird. So we're going to take the bit, push through. So you push out the actual, like, I guess stud. There's like a pin going through. You push that out. And then you're left with this magnet. So this magnet you can then put on the other side. So now you have it for left hand. And then you literally just take the pin, push it through, and now you have a left-hand stud. That's pretty cool. So it's a stud being held in by a magnet, which kind of goes with his theme of having magnet knives without this being an actual, magnet mechanism for locking. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch that stud back over, and it was literally that fast. Really like that. Very easy to disassemble. I've had no problems whatsoever. And when I say this knife is smooth, let's go ahead and pull down on the spine. Straight up and down, a little bit of wrist, falls. Very smooth. Obviously, you can middle finger flick, you can thumb flick, everything. Love it. So we have all that out of the way. Let's talk about some configurations because there are some wild ones that he's going to be offering. So let's go ahead and do the one we have here. This is a black PVD with a Stonewash titanium scale and a Stonewash M390 blade, and then a black clip. There's also going to be a green anodized titanium scale with a laser bacon M390 blade and a pocket clip. And let's see here, blade and pocket clip. You might get laser bacon on the pocket clip. I am not sure on that one, guys. The next one is going to be a natural blast, so it's going to be like just a straight tie that you're used to with a laser bacon M390 on the blade. There's going to be a white G10 with a black blade and M390. There's going to be a pink anodized aluminum with a black PVD blade that's actually going to be in 14C28N. I'm sure that one's going to be a little bit cheaper. I like to see a cheaper option. And then there are going to be a few collector's editions. Now, the collector's editions are super wild. They have this like laser, almost Damascus wave pattern on the handle. I'll have a few of those up. They're a little wild. Now, as far as pricing, the pricing I have seen on the website is right around $350, $360, give or take. I'll have my prices up for all of the different models. Really nice. And these are dropping on the 22nd of November at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on winterbladeco.com. So I would definitely pick one up if you like what you see so far. But let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons because it's a pre-order. You've never seen this next to another knife. So let's go ahead and grab something that is within the same family of Winter Blade Co. First up is the one you know, the one you love. Actually, you know it. Let me go ahead and pop that open again. That is the Factor. So think of the Severn as just a large Factor. That's probably the best way I can explain that, with a different lock. After that, let's go ahead and grab the Mirage. There you go. And now let's start grabbing some other knives that you may have or you may have seen. One of my favorites around $200 this year. This is going to be the Flytanium Arcade using the Dimco Shark Lock. There you go, next to each other. Actually, more similar overall size than I thought they were going to be. After that, let's go ahead and grab the new Microtech Manual Stitch with their Ram Lock, which is their version of a crossbar or axis lock. There you go. And then finally, my personal favorite Benchmade from this year is going to be the Benchmade Tagged Out in G10. So there you go, next to each other. So we have all the size comparisons, all the specs out of the way. What do I think about the Severn? For me, I'm going to pick one up. And the reason I'm picking one up is because I love seeing innovation in the knife community. I love that it is even if it's a variation on a lock, I like seeing something new. I like how fidget friendly it is. But also, when I say it is sharp, and I mean in sharp, you might be able to see the scar. I cut myself on my hand the first couple days. I was tossing it closed. My hand was too far back and I slid my hand around and it just sliced right through part of my palm. Very sharp. I mean, it's laser sharp. And to have a blade that is functional, that I can choke up on, that has a different lock, I love it. And now the pocket is great because there's no, lock bar relief to catch on. Really, really am enjoying my time with it. And I gotta admit, guys, part of what I do is I sit at my desk all day and I fidget with my knives and I cut open some packages. That's 90% of my day. But I love a knife that I know I can use wherever and whenever. Really, really nice. I've actually been using the Severn to help put up Christmas decorations. So cutting off any bits of string, opening up boxes, etc. It's been a joy. Well, let me know what you think about the Severn. Personally, I'm picking one up. I like it. It's 100% going to be a plunder for me, and hopefully it'll be one for you as well.